nice ride. It has a lot of different modes that you can set down here. It has the carbon fiber center console, like on the C-Class models, they have it just in the center console here, whereas like on the E-Classes, on the newer one, at least on the 2018, 2019s probably, they all have the carbon fiber on this side. But it's actually kind of a nice contrast option where it has the aluminum, the brushed aluminum actually. And then this one, it has the performance steering wheel. It's not the actual same one as mine. I don't remember honestly if it's called the performance or if it's called the sports steering wheel, but essentially it's the same one as like on the standard C43, where is on the C43 coupe that I have. It has the same steering wheel as the C63s, where it has the little bit larger shift paddles, as well as the Alcantara, or as Mercedes calls it, Dynamica, on the side pieces here, which actually kind of gives you a little bit nicer grip. But then it sometimes kind of shows its wear when after like, you know, maybe like a year of use. Who knows? I'm not really sure. Haven't experienced it that much. But like on my C55, where it has actual Alcantara on the seats, it doesn't wear too much. But obviously you're not always touching it like you're doing with your hands. So yeah, you just want to kind of keep some care, pack it with your car, and then you can kind of like freshen it up, if you know what I mean. Other than that, this car, it has a pretty nice seat option. So you can get the standard bucket seats, but then this one, it has also the designo package. A lot of people call it designo, and I'm not honestly too sure on what is the proper pronunciation, but I'm, from my knowledge on what Mercedes people have said, it's designo, which is kind of similar to Magno, you know, the Magno Allanite Gray or Salinite Gray or whatnot. So it's all kind of in the same pronunciation. Kind of right now I'm mumbling, or babbling. But yeah, basically this car, it has the white diamond stitched seat option on the bucket seats. it's going to be a kind of a demo of the driver assist option. You can kind of see how that's going to work. I'm jumping on the freeway here. Maybe hopefully you can see that as well. The instrument cluster. Let's see what option it has and how this works. And I'm going to activate it. So I press this button. That's for the steering. So steering pilot's on and lane keep assist is on. Then I activate this and I can set the speed for the following behind the car, as well as the distance between how close I want to get to the car. And stay 100 feet and see how now it's kind of steering and holding in the lane. In the beginning, what it does is it kind of goes to the right side and then to the left side, but then you can kind of see the small movement. You can kind of nudge it and then it will stay steering as well. So that's a kind of an overview, and then watch that car, it's braking and then it's going to pull off. I don't want to follow it, so I steer it back. I don't know, I've never experienced that where it's actually trying to follow the car while merging off of the freeway. That was kind of interesting. But yeah, now it's stuck onto this super slow Prius. Imagine that, right? And so now it's moseying along in the slow lane. I haven't honestly tried it like on super fast speeds, but yeah, you can see how it goes. Come on, Prius. Move it, move it, move it. Move it, move it, move it. Hands free. Hands free. Let's speed it up, guys. Nudge it a little. But you can tell I'm not really touching the steering wheel, you know, and it's kind of an interesting effect, you know, and how this works. I never thought I would be liking this option, but watch the steering wheel, how it's turning actually. It does pretty well. You can either touch the steering wheel there, or you can kind of nudge it. And I'm going to get off the freeway. I haven't tested to see if it actually pulls me off the freeway, but look at that. Oop, 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 oh, oh, whoa, 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 down slow. Okay. Slow down, slow down. I don't think it can take that turn. Okay, I have to take back control. We're on the freeway. Okay. Well, that was a quick overview on how to activate the driver assist package and the different options. It's a little intimidating at the beginning, but kind of get used to it after a while. And it's super helpful, especially when you're on Highway 5 or on the main freeway and stuff, and then just kind of moseying down the freeway. You know, you're not in a hurry to get somewhere, then it works out pretty well. But the thing is you can kind of get stuck behind a slow car, and then they're like making traffic, you know. So yeah, well, that's about it for that demo.